the Church of Scientology is so afraid of.
This is SPTV.
Welcome, 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 everyone. Uh-oh, look at me. I forgot our name tags again. Boom. There we go. Welcome.
And I'm officially Liz Ferris.
We've never done anything just one-on-one, have we?
No, because, well, technically, the first time we did it, we talked kind of one-on-one, but I was, yeah.
Yes. Well, for anyone who's not already aware, if you're not yet subscribed to Liz Ferris, you can jump over and find her channel, Liz Ferris, or at Pokemon and Colts for the win there.
Right.
So guys, we're doing this tonight in an amazing turn of events. The FREEWINDS ship is sailing again. Turns out, oopsie daisy. I had to look how many days ago it was that I did a video that said the FREEWINDS ship was never going to sail again, which was just based on speculation of things some Sea Org members had said to some people, but it was fun. And the day I did that video, some people emailed me some photos of the FREEWINDS magazine that had just hit mailboxes. And they're like, I'm not sure if they would still be sending out the FREEWINDS mag, telling people to come to the FREEWINDS if this thing was about to be scrapped or anything. And I was like, oh boy, send me the photos. And then you sent me photos today, and we're going to go over these photos of this FREEWINDS mag. I do want to say though, that if I were a Scientologist and I heard that the ship was going to be scrapped and everyone was going to be able to do OT8 at Flag, and you were no longer going to have to, I feel like my camera's a little crooked. You were no longer going to have to fly to the Bahamas and greatly inconvenience yourself and stay at these very small and overpriced accommodations, I would have been very excited. I think some Scientologists' big secret is that they absolutely hate going to the ship.
I can see that. Nobody wants, well, you go from, like at the Wilcox, you have this small, like 12 by 12 room. And then from what I've heard of FREEWINDS, you've got like a 5 by 5.
Yeah, I've never been on the ship, but I've heard those rooms are tiny, and it's such an inconvenience. And also lately, the ship's just been tied up at the dock in Aruba for sometimes months at a time. So you have to go, what's even the point of going to the ship if it's just tied up at a dock the whole time? I'd be disappointed as a Scientologist personally.
I'd be disappointed dropping, 20, 30, or $5 million to go onto this ship and be like, I get to scrub the deck.
Yes. Just wait till you see in this magazine what she's talking about. They are selling a new service. Well, honestly, this service has been around for a while. The Competence and Leadership Seminar, where for a small fee of only many thousands of dollars, you can go to a ship docked up at the port in Aruba and learn how to clean a ship. Basically. Okay, so here's the glorious new cover of the FREEWINDS magazine. Set sail for the OT universe. Come aboard and chart your course to spiritual freedom. More like the 5 steps from the ship to the Aruba dock. Okay, now these photos are not in any particular sequence. Actually, we're just going to go backwards because some of this is the mail that came with the magazine.
Yes.
Right? Okay, so this is Anna Ibarra, who apparently has been married once again. Anna Bernard. Anna has been a Scientology staff member from the Sacramento area for damn near 30 years now. I'm a little sad that she's back on staff. She was off staff for a very long time. Whenever I see people get back on staff or back in the Sea Org, I'm extra sad for them. So times like these need people like you. For me, working for L. Ron Hubbard as a career and helping to forward his purpose full-time is extremely rewarding. I love my post in helping staff and public move up the bridge. Wow. A glowing review for someone who's been a staff member since she was, I want to say a teenager, but she might've been in her early 20s when I first met her. Did you ever know Anna?
I did not. I did not.
Anna and her sister, Christina, the 2 Ibarra sisters. Okay, this is a picture of the back page of the FREEWINDS magazine. And if you look closely, let me zoom in on this. You can see that that bridge goes all the way up to OT 15. It's right there. And OT 8 right here is where everything can you Liz, can you see my cursor on the screen, or is it just me who can see it? Okay,
I can see it.
That's right. These upper secret unreleased OT levels is, in my personal opinion, the reason I say, even to people who are like, well, Scientology auditing helped me feel better, or study tech helped me a little bit, or objectives made me happier, I still go, none of that matters, because Scientology is a scam and a con and a lie. And every day for the last 40 plus years, Miscavige has been lying to Scientologists about the existence of these upper OT levels. They don't exist. L. Ron Hubbard never did them. And when they're asking you for your millions of dollars and for your children, for the Sea Org and for all this stuff, it's because of this bullshit fake promise, this scam, that once we get big enough, we're going to release these upper OT levels, guys. And you just need to work a little bit harder and give us a little bit more money, because we're not going to be able to save all mankind until we release these upper OT levels.
That's right.
And spoiler alert, there ain't no damn upper OT levels. But don't tell that to these guys, because these guys work on the OT ship. I bet not a single one of these guys have done their OT levels.
No. Like, they probably have done the Purif like 5 times, but
yeah.
But I doubt that they have done a single thing.
And but guys, if you want to scan that QR code and contact the FREEWINDS letter registrar, get yourself on the Scientology mailing list, so maybe you can send them some Aftermath Foundation cards or whatever. I know, I'm afraid to get on it.
Yeah, you're like, and you too can start receiving this mail on a weekly basis, and it never stops.
That's right. Hey, look at all these happy, successful people. If only you do your next level, just keep going. You can be as happy as these people are. Look how big those certificates are. That's how you know it's true, guys. I mean, they wouldn't give you a big certificate like that just for a bunch of BS now, would they? Yeah, they would.
See, I always thought it was more along the lines, the bigger the certificate, the more money you actually had to drop to get the bigger certificate.
That's right. That's right. Now, just real quick, I just want to comment on this a little bit more. Like, tell me if this resonates with what you heard in Scientology. The whole reason for there being a ship was that these levels were so powerful and so sensitive that you could only get the full gain of the level by doing them in a location off of the crossroads of the world. Now, I always thought this ship was like out at sea where you couldn't see anything. It's just tied up at Aruba or Curacao. But when the ship is in dry dock, they let you do the OT8 at Flag here in Clearwater, Florida, where I live. And I just go, how come nobody goes, why do we have to do OT8 on the ship? But if the ship isn't available, it's okay to do it in Clearwater. Like, so it's okay to do it in Clearwater, but only sometimes. If it's okay to do OT8 in Clearwater when the ship's in dry dock, why isn't it okay to do OT8 in Clearwater all the time?
See, and I was always told that it's sailing too far away, so that way you cannot be disturbed. Your family cannot reach you. Nothing in the outside world can touch you. You're just there to learn and to grow and to just absorb it all.
That's right. That's right. And if that were true, it would like, you know, me growing up as a little Scientologist, I thought it's like, no, you couldn't possibly do that level not on a ship. It has to be on a ship, because otherwise, why would you put it on a ship unless it had to be on a ship? It doesn't make a lot of sense. And yeah. So, but don't tell that to these people, because these people were very glad to fly all the way to the ship to spend weeks and weeks getting fundraised and all sorts of stuff just to get those big fat certificates. And yeah, Okay, let's see what else we have. Oh, this is a whole lot of now that almost makes me want to pay the money right there.
Because your dress can fly up too.
Yeah, I want to
Now
be
the
as
question
happy.
is, was she smiling or was she like, I'm broke? I think it was more like I'm broke.
Did you happen to scan that QR code and watch the FREEWINDS music video? Guys,
I did not, because
guys,
I was too busy laughing at the QR code.
I'm gonna have to scan that QR code when we're done with this video and see what the heck is there. Wow. Okay. So let's see what else we have. Oh, that's just a table of contents. I got to tell you, the whole time I never actually went to the ship. Did you ever go to the ship?
No, I was supposed to. There was talk, because I was the EPFIC. They were like, you need to get real trained. And this is where they really train you how to be a good EPFIC.
Oh. So as a Sea Org member, you were going to be sent there for training on how to run the Sea Org boot camp.
Yep.
Mm.
And then once I finished, then I could order shorts, just like they did at PAC.
Very nice. I always thought, growing up as a little Scientologist, that this ship was absolutely massive. I'd never, because in the photos, that's why I was commenting this photo. I mean, they take good photos. It's one thing
Yes,
Scientology
they do. But I thought
knows.
it was like the giant carnival. Like, I guess my little imagination went wild, because I literally thought that it was like a giant building floating.
Yeah. Well, they make the ship look beautiful in the photos, but when people send me photos, they email me. I get emails from people all the time who are on Carnival cruises, Royal Caribbean cruises, Disney cruises. They pull up to Aruba and they're docked behind this ship. The ship is not, I mean, they do a really good job making it look nice in the photos. Let's just say the ship is photogenic. It looks better in the photos than it does in real life.
Well, yeah, because they can touch it up.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to touch it up. They're going to show you how it really is.
Yeah. And compared to those actual cruise ships, it's absolutely tiny. It's probably better to call it a yacht. There's the old man. A changed new world. Yeah. Okay. We're not going to read that article though. Woo, look at this guy. Who do we have here? Ooh. My trackpad doesn't want to cooperate with me right now. Okay, that's Jose Vergara. I recovered my spirit of play. I now have the freedom to play the only game that matters, life itself. Woo! That's worth the money. Jose, sign me the hell up. By the way, I was told that this bridge, which it might be in Curacao, I'm not sure, was actually the model of that's the bridge in the Bridge to Total Freedom album on the cover of the Road to Freedom album.
Oh.
Do you remember that cover, what that looks like?
I have it somewhere, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
My dad sent it to me for a Christmas present once.
Yeah. Okay.
It arrived in September.
The pinnacle of the bridge. This is where truth is revealed. Our latest new OT8s describe what it's like to reach this amazing state. Now, for those of you guys who may not already be educated on this, from OT3 to OT7, you are getting rid of these basically sick, half dead, unconscious, disembodied alien spirits that L. Ron Hubbard says are stuck to you and are the source of everything that's wrong with you. And in your Scientology auditing, it's very often that the auditor asks you to come up with past life memories of millions and billions and trillions of years ago in other galaxies and solar systems and universes and space times and all this stuff. And as a Scientologist going up the bridge, these past life memories that you come up with over time become very much a part of your self-identity, like who you think you are. Because the Scientologist would say, you're not your body, you're a spiritual being. You've been alive for 76 trillion years. And in a lot of your auditing, you are basically convincing yourself that you're having memories of all of your past lives, right? Did you ever do much past life stuff in your auditing?
I did. When my mom was helping, like, because I had a couple of MUs, but I used to call it, we're not our body. Our body's like a suitcase. And it's just, my suitcase is a little fluffier. But other than that, I used to describe it as, it's just a suitcase.
Yeah. And so on OT8, my understanding, the way it's been explained to me, is all you're doing is going through the past life recalls that you've had in your auditing up until that point, and you're basically finding out which one of those recalls were actually your own, or which one of those recalls did it actually belong to you, that memory, or did that memory belong to one of your body thetans, or did it belong to a thetan cluster? So literally, that's when you see these success stories of how these people say, it changed my life. It was such a simple action tailored to me, and I feel so much more myself. What they're really saying is, oh, yeah, I've convinced myself which memories were really mine and which memories belong to the alien spirits. So I just wanted to frame that, I mean, that action is what Jose Vergara is saying enabled him to play the game of life itself. So I don't know. Could be worth the money. We'll find out. Armando Siracusano. After my very first session on OT8, I realized that I could change beingness at will, and I could love and understand more and more. The space around me is free. I don't know. It's kind of underwhelming, to be honest.
Yeah, his wasn't too good. Hers was pretty good.
Oh, this is Amanda O'Connor, wife to Dan O'Connor, deadly with a fax machine up to 50 yards. New OT8 was so simple and exact and so much fun to audit. I stripped away all these pieces and was left with the certainty of who I am. Amanda O'Connor. Okay. Well, good for her. Okay, let's see. Christelle. Uh-oh, how do you pronounce that fancy name? Bruzette?
It's probably, yeah. I would have guessed Bruzette, but I could be wrong.
Okay. This level gave me so much power and responsibility. Everything now makes so much sense. Truth revealed is the most beautiful thing there is. They just look so freaking happy. I mean, I know these success stories and these quotes and these magazines seem so sort of underwhelming or silly, but seeing these messages repeated over and over and over, like seeing people who in life are relatively successful, professional, smart, respected people, seeing just dozens of them over and over and over every single month gives success stories like this. Like, it really does. Well, I'll speak for myself. Really did get me to a point where I didn't even like getting auditing. I never wanted auditing. I never willingly participated in an auditing session, but I believed in the state of full operating thetan. And I believed that if I one day down the road, if I ever got over the fact that I don't like talking about myself and so didn't like getting auditing, one day I'll do these magical levels. I never once doubted whether these levels were as magical as all of these people keep saying that they are. What did you think about the OT levels growing up in Scientology?
Well, growing up, originally I thought that once you got to the top, you could basically drop your body, you could heal yourself, everything was going to be wonderful. It was almost like you were Jesus and you can just walk up and I've healed you, but to yourself. And then I was having a hard time with the cans. So I stopped believing in that side, but I 1000% thought the study tech was like the coolest thing on the planet. I wouldn't have got through college without it, but I also had hours and hours of auditing as a child because I wanted to see my dad and my dad was at Gold. So I got a lot of child auditing.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't get a lot of child auditing. I hated so strongly what little auditing I had as a child. Thank God I wasn't forced to get any more of it than I was forced to get. But it's crazy. Like even the fact that, I know I'm saying stuff I've said before, but I always assume people are watching, these videos who've never watched before. Even though I knew tons of OT8s and none of them were people that I thought were impressive or that I wanted to be like, I always explained that away by those upper OT levels that we talked about in the beginning of the video, the unreleased ones, OT 9 through 15. I was like, that's okay. That's okay. It's the upper unreleased OT levels that really turn you into Neo.
I love how you say Neo and you're just like, just dodging the bullet.
But I'll tell you, even though, you know, I'm sure, like, I never knew an OT8 that I was like, oh boy, if only I could be more like that person, I'd be happy. No, I never had that feeling about other Scientologists. But these success stories, because realize, in case the people watching don't know, we had no idea what was on these OT levels. We had no idea when we were in Scientology that the OT levels were telepathically counseling half-dead alien spirits.
When I found out, you know how I found out about Xenu? My wife. She flat said, well, what about Xenu? And I'm like, who's Xenu? You know, and
this is way after you were out of Scientology?
No, like, well, technically, yes, because she had me watching your show, and then she said something about Xenu, and I'm like, I don't know who's Xenu, and then she had to explain to me that Xenu is our God, and I'm like, what? No, there's no God, you know. And
well, now technically, because I don't want anyone to get confused though. Scientologists don't worship Xenu. He's just a politician, basically, in some planet of the Galactic Federation, really.
Yeah. But I had no clue who he was. I literally thought that, you know, we were empowering ourselves, you know, doing the pure, if we were cleansing our body, we were, you know, admitting to our overts and withholds. And every time you admitted to all your overts, it would make you a better person. And now I'm like, you know how many times I confessed like every single sin, even things that didn't really happen, just so I can get out of the auditing?
Yeah. By the way, Xenu was his given name based on my personal whole track recall. I'm pretty sure we just called him Bob. His friends called him Bob. You know, he's much more relatable than you would think for being a galactic overlord. Okay, let's see. Rudy Marshlian. Marashlian. I don't know. When I stepped into the OT band, increases in theta, power, energy, certainty, confidence, and calmness ensued. I was making things go right with little or no effort, and I was no longer the effect of time. Wow. He left space time.
He now can go backwards or forwards at will.
Wow. Okay, let's see. We have Azumi Sunohara. What was handled in one session? Uh-oh. Oh, here, you know what? Let me throw us over to the other side. Hold on. What was handled? Now we're looking. Now we look silly. That's okay. What was handled in one session was like getting rid of 10 lifetimes worth of charge. I can truly and fully acknowledge myself and just be me. All failed purposes vanished, and I found myself seeing my dream of clearing this planet becoming a reality. I think dream is the operative word there, guys. Scientologists, for those of you watching, truly believe that Scientology is making strong headway in getting at least half of the human civilization, the human race, into Scientology and up to Scientology's state of clear. When they say clearing the planet, that means getting at least half of the population of Earth up through at least half of the levels of Scientology. And Miscavige has convinced the 20 to 30,000 Scientologists in the world that they are making meaningful headway towards this goal every single year.
I remember it. There was an event. There was some kind of event, and someone told me, we've gotten 10 million people. We're up to 10 million people. And I'm like, 10 million? Like 10 million Scientologists? Yeah, it was just announced. 10 million. That's a lot of people, and I don't see that many people here.
Yeah, nope. 20 to 30,000, 20,000 is probably a realistic number at this point. Okay, let's see. Oh, this person's going to the ship not to do her OT levels, but to become more competent in life. overboard takes on a whole new meaning, secured with a rope and harness and balanced on a plank of wood. Students gain confidence and competence as they confront the elements. Wow. How much do you think she paid for that privilege?
I'm going to guess like 15,000.
You think so?
I think it's like 10, 15,000.
For one of these FREEWINDS seminars? I think they might be. They might even be as cheap as a few $1,000. But, you know, hey, don't knock it until you try it. You pay $3,000. You go to the ship. You get to scrub barnacles. You get to clean. You get to paint. You get to clean rust. I mean, it's a privilege to call yourself a Scientologist. You have to earn it. Here we go again. This is more from the Competence and Leadership Seminar. Let's see. Accomplishing their targets en masse. Bridget Emenecker, first row, second from left. Why are they calling out just one person in the middle of the front row? I don't know. And a contingent of French teammates are prepared to create an all-ideal country. So what? They're wearing firefighting gear.
Yep.
Yes. So they have flown from Canada. I'm assuming they're French Canadian, not and not like French. I don't know why I'm assuming that, but I am. You think they're French maybe? It does say French teammates. Okay. So these guys flew to Aruba from France to learn how to expand Scientology in their area, and they're doing that by learning how to put out fires on a boat. That's incredible. Only a Scientologist would realize how brilliant this is. I could never have figured it out. No. 3 cheers to LRH. Bridget said, I realized that I can push my own limits regarding the body. At a certain point, there was no effort. Okay. Might have wanted to see a doctor at that point, but, you know, to each their own. Here it is. Oh, here it is, guys. You can scan that QR code and get all the information you want on the Competence and Leadership Seminar. No matter where you are from or what language you speak, whether you're in your teens or in your 80s, the Competence and Leadership course is tailored to expand your abilities. Okay, so they're climbing up and down ladders, hanging off the side of the ship. And they, not only did they pay for the course, the seminar itself, they paid for the airfare. They're paying for the accommodations, for the privilege of doing what is basically the equivalent of one of those savage runs, a savage race.
Well, my question is 80 years old. Okay, so my mom's 72. My dad's 72. I would not want my dad climbing up those ladders.
No.
And an 80-year-old person, not trying to take away from like active elderly, but you fall, that's going to hurt.
Yeah. One slip and there goes the hip. Okay. So, Scientology wanted you to know that each of these folks gave $50,000 to the IAS. And if you do so as well, 50,000. I'm trying to remember. Yeah. 50,000 was patron. 100,000 was patron with honors. 250,000 was patron meritorious. So I wonder if they're both patrons individually or if they're patrons together. There's names there. Hold on. Ignacia. Am I covering it up with our big old faces?
Yeah. There we go. Oh, there you go.
Ignacia Oliver and Fabian Medina, patron meritorious. That's $250,000, you guys. $250,000. And guys, that's not $250,000 spent on auditing or courses or accommodations or flights. That's $250,000 just to the IAS. Just straight, take my money, give me nothing in return.
Yep, here's my donation.
And look how happy they are to have given all that money. I promise you that money most likely came from Chase, Visa, MasterCard, American Express, and they'll be paying off that donation for decades to come. Let's see what else we got. See, it's a gorgeous photo. Scientology does take good photos. Join Scientologists from around the world at an OT Hatton convention and begin a journey of transformation. All right, let's see what else we got. Oh, I love how they had to redo this photo because the previous ad, all the people had already left the Sea organization. Like Jamie Butterworth and Mike Brown. Yes, many are called, few are chosen. As a member of the Sea Org, you are part of the team that is playing for keeps, the team that is committed to bringing freedom to all for all eternity. The future of mankind depends on you. Be one of the chosen. Yeah. Wow, they have a phone number and everything. Guys, if you have any interest in joining the Sea organization or you'd like to hear what positions might be available for you, the phone number in their magazine is 727-445-4309. Contact a Sea Org recruitment officer today. Just be sure to record the phone call, please, as long as you're in a state where that's legal. Thank you. There it is, guys. I mean, photos like this, I know, get people really pissed off because of the stolen valor thing. But the thing is, Scientologists aren't pretending to be members of the military. They don't have any respect for members of the military. They would never dream of trying to pretend to be like those lowly military people. They think they're being super important Sea Org members from the fake Space Navy.
Yep.
Okay, so we're probably, wow, these are a lot of photos. Oh, that's Amanda O'Connor again. Look at all these people finishing OT8. Miscavige sure has managed to figure out how to squeeze a lot more of these guys out of a smaller membership. He's made it so much easier to get onto and through the OT levels. I mean, he was the reason it was so hard to do before. But by making it easier to get on and through, is that Jenna Elfman right there? Is that just some Russian lady that looks like her? That looks like Jenna Elfman.
2 seconds. You didn't need him anyway. God dang it. No, it says Elena.
Oh, it's Elena. Okay. Here, I'll get our big faces out of the way. So down here, we got all these new OT8 completions. Oh, Marjorie Henry. That's Tom Cruise's niece-in-law, I guess. She's married to Cal Henry, who's Tom's nephew. Yeah, well, there you go. Okay, rocking and rolling in OT8 land over there. Okay, let's see what else we got. Leave the chaos behind. Okay. More new OT8s, the competence and leadership. Here's what I thought was interesting looking at this. If I can ever get it to zoom in, I'll let you know. Okay. Guys, look at these names. Look at the massive amount of Taiwanese. It's interesting. Now, these aren't the OT8s. These are just the come to the ship and learn how to put out fires and stuff and climb up and down. I don't know. It does show you that they are succeeding in getting people to the ship from, it's not just the United States, that's for sure. All right, let's see what else. More fashionable photos. Oh, see, now they're going to more putting out fires. Students such as Valerio Morello Zenatello learn to deal with any emergency. Wow. They are having so much fun. Okay.
When they could have learned to do this in the EPF and not spent like $3,000-4,000.
It's true. So we have Judy Bashar, auditing on new OT8 was like magic for me. And this magic kept growing and growing. And you know she's telling the truth because she's got that OT8 bling. That is the special OT8 bracelet with her. What would you describe this symbol here? Is that theta? I guess that's the theta symbol, isn't it?
I think so.
Know. Yeah. Okay, so she's got that OT8 bling. That's what matters. Oh, take an OT viewpoint. Go home at cause. All right, let's see what's going on here. Sorry, I'm messing around with my mouse as usual. Okay, it's time for you to get a personal reality on being OT, wherever you are on the bridge. When you step aboard the FREEWINDS, you enter a realm of spiritual freedom like nowhere else on earth. The environment itself is OT, and that's life-changing. Please take a few minutes to answer these 4 simple questions. How interested are you in coming aboard the FREEWINDS? Have any of your friends or family sailed on the FREEWINDS? What did you hear? Would you like to learn more about the Competence and Leadership course? How could we help you plan your first trip to the FREEWINDS? Okay, some hard-hitting questions there. Okay, fine. Now, that concept of what they said, that the environment itself is OT. You make case gain just by walking onto the ship. That's why it's so special. I totally bought that shit.
So did I.
I thought the FREEWINDS was actually out on the ocean. I didn't realize it was just sitting tied up to an island 90% of the time.
Well, yeah, I did think that. I thought it was never docked and it was just floating around. Yeah, I wasn't a bright kid.
All right, let's see what L. Ron Hubbard said about this magical level OT8. I mean, this is what it's all about, folks. You will enjoy new OT8 when you do it. It is uniquely addressed to you. I don't want to mention too much at this time, but I will tell you that it addresses a vital necessity for a Thetan's total freedom. I have discovered the primary reason for amnesia on the whole track. And believe me, this you need to handle. So the whole track is a Scientology word that refers to all of your past life experiences combined. Like your time track tends to refer to this lifetime, but the whole track specifically refers to past life. Amnesia on the whole track means the reason you cannot remember your last 67 trillion years, whatever it is. And so as a little Scientologist growing up, I thought that once you finished OT8, you basically had full, perfect, total recall of your last 60 plus trillion years. That's what they say. Did you believe that too?
Yeah. I'm like, I remember being a kid and being like, I can't wait till I'm here. I can't wait. It's going to be so cool.
I think one of the reasons I had never met an OT8 that was someone I thought I wanted to be more like is because the expectations of what that person should be like was so high in Scientology based on all the propaganda. That the bar was set so high that, you know, you meet someone who's OT8, of course, they're just like you. They're just like anyone, except they're either have way less money because they've gone $500,000 into debt and they're poor as dirt, or they have a lot of money and that's why they dropped all that money on the bridge. It never really seemed to be in the middle. It was either someone who was rich or someone who was poor, and you were like, how the hell did that person never get to OT8?
Yep. And I always thought, I mean, maybe it's just me, but I always thought that once you became OT8, you were just so kind. You were warm, inviting, and welcoming. And then when one of my friends' moms became OT8, I was like, you're still the B word.
Well, that is all of the photos that we had for this magazine. Let's see. Let's look at a few super chats here. JL, let's go Yanks.
That's right. Go Yankees.
Zigma182. The new Rick and Morty episode, season 7, episode 3, has loads of Scientology references, including David Miscavige voicemail impersonation. Also, I would love a neon SPTV sign. I've gotten a whole bunch of episodes about this Rick and Morty thing. Hopefully I'll have time to go look for it and dig it up. Doing a reaction video to that kind of content can work. Doing it as a live stream doesn't work because it'll instantly get copyright flagged and then you have to go through the review process. So I'll have to do that as a pre-record if I do it. But thank you, Zigma. I will check that out. Oh, and I just ordered the the neon SPTV sign from one of these online websites that makes neon signs. I think the website that I got it from is like crazyneon.com or something like that. Thank you, Roro, for the super sticker. Jeannie, thank you. Gur Roar. Have either of you seen the show Unbreakable? Kimmy
Schmidt, I think.
Kimmy Schmidt's take on Scientology, cosmetology, and the Sea Org. It's pretty spot on. I'm a little confused. Is Unbreakable and Kimmy Schmidt two different shows?
I'm thinking Unbreakable the movie. Like Bruce
Willis.
Willis.
It's Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt is the name of the TV show.
I've never heard of it.
I have seen. I'm familiar with the show. I only watched like one episode. It was not my thing. But let me see. Okay, so Gur Roar. What I'm wondering is that was this like a recurring, an ongoing subject or topic that was touched on throughout the entire show, or was it like a single episode that I could watch to see what they had to say about this? Because that would be interesting to take a look at that. I did also get an email about the FREEWINDS from someone who's been tracking its locations. So it had looked like the FREEWINDS went into dry dock on October 10th and was in dry dock for 21 days and left dry dock, sailed to Aruba on October 31st. And it looks like it is scheduled to sail from Aruba to Curacao Sunday at 10 p.m. So there can be no doubt that the ship is still operating, which it's a fascinating conversation that could be had on why David Miscavige keeps this ship operating. On the one hand, I don't think they sell enough auditing to pay for the fuel. But on the other hand, that might be why they don't sail very much anymore.
True. Or, I don't imagine people maybe it's because I did the EPF and I'm just not understanding why someone would get a thrill there was nothing thrilling about scrubbing the buildings. So how would there be something like you're going to pay money so that you could scrub the boat? You could pay the people that are doing it. They haven't seen more than $40 in a while.
I know. It's so backwards. It is incredible. Well, Liz, thank you for doing this with me. I wanted to pull up your channel once again before we dip. Guys, if you're not subscribed to Liz, you can find her on YouTube at Liz Ferris at Pokemon and Cults. Hey, since you're still on the mailing list, or at least you live
right now
where someone is still on the mailing list, whenever you get one of these mags, let's do a little review like this. It's much more fun than trying to do it by myself.
I get them to the physical address and to my PO box. You got it.
Awesome. All right, guys. Thank you for hanging out with us this evening. Thank you, as always, to everyone who watches until the very end. And we'll talk to you soon.
Okay, if you want to see my rock and roll songs, click right on this guitar. And if you want to see a different one of my videos, then you could click right inside here. If you have subscribed or not, subscribe right here. Bye.